2 years ago, I met a monk in a bar. He said he lived in a monastery for 10 years. So I asked him, why'd you leave? He said, because we're always running away from something and towards something else. He said what he was running away from changed. I never wrote this down, I never journaled this, but it stuck with me ever since that conversation. Death is a huge motivator for me, but dying before I'm dead sounds even worse. Dying before I'm dead is what I'm running away from. So today I want to talk about how I've used this philosophy, this framework with an anti-vision, shout out Dan Coe, and a vision where I'm going towards to shape my day-to-day life and how you can do the same. If you're new here, I'm Ryan. This is my journal of dying where I learn to live life more alive. If that sounds up your alley, let's dive in. What I'm running away from, my anti-vision. Yes, it's about dying before I'm dead, but what does that actually mean? Well, when I was 10, my mom went to jail in prison. When I was 20, my dad shot himself and took his own life. When I was 26, my grandpa drank himself into the grave. And now, after 20 years of not drinking, my other grandpa is basically drinking himself into the grave. And at 27, I wanted to unlive my own life. So there's this combination between my family tree going hard in the paint, which I respect, and a challenge with death and a challenge with disassociation and trying to disconnect from the aspects of life that we don't like. And as a kid, seeing people check out of life, both mentally and physically early, struck this fear of God in me. I didn't want to be like that. So I spent basically the last 20 years of my life trying to not be like that. Anti-drug, no Coors Light, 4 sports a year. I don't go anywhere without my journal. How many mushroom journeys do I have to take to pull all these thorns out? I've just been on this journey of trying to not be like that. And then last year I came across this concept by Dan Coe that he titled The Anti-Vision. And it's exactly what it sounds like. What is the life that I do not want to live? What is the life that you despise? And if you start to write out this list, I think you'd be surprised that it's way easier to label the life that you don't want to live versus labeling the life that you do want to live, because you've probably lived pieces of this. For me, I started this rambling list and distilled it down to singular words. Some of them were blind, broke, numb, passive, shallow, rushing, addicted, confused, attractive, actively dying, disconnected, and single-minded. And after using ChatGPT, because titling is hard and takes a lot of time, I came up with the title, The Blame Game. This is a lifestyle where I'm blaming everybody else for what's happening to me. It's a life where everything is everyone else's fault. And what I've learned after applying this for the last year is that fear is a stronger motivator for most humans than desire. And that's happened by evolution. If you're out in the wild in a bush, like shakes a little bit, like there's an animal inside of there. Maybe it's a rabbit that you could hunt and you could eat for a meal. That would be the desire, that would be the exciting positive outcome. But if it's ruffling, it could also be a snake that's poisonous that could kill you, which has a way bigger downside. So humans have created this relationship with desire and fear where fear is a stronger motivator because of the outcome, because of the possible outcome. So should I just not have a life vision then? Is that what the monk, is that what Dan Coe is telling me? No. What they're telling me is that there's this side of life that I don't want to be, I don't want to have. And I'm here. It's like a magnet that's pushing against me. I want to run away from that, like the monk said. And on this other side, there are aspects of life that I do want and versions of myself that I want to be, and that's what's pulling me towards them. And aligning what I don't want and what I do want allows me to track faster and allows me to understand more of who I am. And I know for me, asking the questions of who am I and what do I want and why do I want it can be more challenging than what don't I want and who do I not want to be. Those are, for me, have been much easier to label. So if we're on this side, how do I craft a life vision? Well, like I said, after probably hundreds of hours of contemplating these questions, what I've come up with is fairly simple. 1, I believe in a creator. 2, I believe that the creator creates. 3, I emulate the creator. My life vision is the creative lifestyle, one where I live through my creations, just like God does, in my opinion. My life vision includes building wealth through my creations, making a positive impact on others, choosing my dream wife who is also a creative, and traveling the globe while staying fit at the same time. But we can also stay at home and order takeout from time to time. It's my choice. I want my value set lived in a lifestyle. And like I said at the beginning of this video, the reason I'm on here, what I'm sharing, the message, the underlying piece of it is, how do I live life more alive? And for me, for you, aliveness will change throughout the course of a lifetime. If you're single now, if you're 22, if you're 33 and having your first kid, if you're working 60 hours a week, if you're retired, the things that we want and the things that make us live more alive in that season will change. But for me, I judge that the base of them will stay really similar. It'll be health, feeling good in my body, feeling good in my mind, good relationships with my partner, with my friends, with my family, with people around, a connection to something greater, some sense of spirituality, travel and adventure and excitement and creativity. For me, that will be at a foundational level of what feeling more alive feels like. And so it's not confusing. I don't mean creator or creative in just the way of social media or painting. The term creator goes far beyond any type of medium. It's an energy, it's a life framing, it's a way of being, it's an empowerment to say, this is my one and only life. I am going to be the creator of it, and not being victim to all of the circumstances, like, oh, what my parents did, or what city I live in, or what country I live in. You can also be a creator who works at a coffee shop. Creator energy is tied more to empowerment, awareness, and agency than the canvas. I've always dreamed of meeting monks in monasteries, but I guess a monk in a bar will be it for now. I am early in this exploration, but I'm committed to learning what it feels like to live life more alive. So if that's what you're looking for in this season of life, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below so I can get in there and have a conversation with you and get to know who's on the other side of this camera. That's it for this one. I love y'all. Peace.